All right, so moving on. It's now been rumored on Sky Sports. Here's the headline. Turkish GP. Mercedes considering Lewis Hamilton engine penalty at Istanbul as title battle hots up. Not even heats up. So we kind of talked about this. Yeah, we kind of talked about this last week where we've already seen Valtteri Bottas take 2 engine penalties. We've seen Sergio Perez take an engine penalty. We've seen Max Verstappen take an engine penalty. We've also seen Nicholas Latifi take an engine penalty, indicating that Mercedes engine and all things included within it are not as bulletproof as they previously have been.
Mm-hmm.
It's only a matter of time before Lewis has an issue that has to take an engine penalty or an issue during a race. So to get ahead of it, the rumor is that they'll be taking this engine penalty here in a fast track where you can overtake and where you could kind of control your destiny a little bit better rather than have something happen across the weekend to screw yourself up. What do you guys think here?
It would be smart. We have 7 races left. Obviously, these engines were technically supposed to last anywhere from 7 to 8 races, which obviously has not been the case. We have Bottas going already on he's on his fifth engine.
Yep.
So and you documented all of the all of the engine changes up and down the grid as far as the teams that use Mercedes engines. We already knew that Red Bull with the Honda engines had to change it. So they have fresh engines, and I think that you would rather take an engine penalty now, especially at a track that we know that Mercedes runs well here because obviously Lewis came in from, I don't know how far back
6.
he was. He came in from 6, but he was able to overtake and win the race last year, regardless of the conditions. Obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And he actually clinched the championship last year in Istanbul. His 7th world championship, tying Michael Schumacher. What the?
You messed me up you messed up trivia.
Get a new question, bro.
Go ahead.
But yeah, so.
But should that be a point for you now, automatically?
No.
I didn't know. Ding, 1 point. Yes. Get a point.
Sorry,
It hasn't even started yet, man. What's up?
Sorry, I messed with your flow. Go ahead.
Yeah, but yeah. So I mean, if there's gonna be most of the tracks, I think most of the tracks favor Red Bull. There's not really these tracks that, and we haven't seen them race at Saudi Arabia. That'll probably be the only one. But obviously, we know that a Mercedes engine is quick on the straights. But going through corners, we know it suits the Red Bull better. So there's not a lot of tracks that suit the Mercedes over the Red Bull, even though the cars are close. So I think it would be smart for them to take the engine penalty now if they have to. They have a fresh engine, along with, and they would be on par with Honda and Red Bull. And they can fight back in this race even if they start in the back of the grid. So would be smart enough for them to do that.
I think that's the key here. Because
I think this is the track to do it on.
Think about it. With the next couple of races, it's after Turkey, it's the U.S. Grand Prix in Austin, which, yeah, it is a power track, but there are so many technical areas that it's going to be tough to really come through the field.
On the back, yeah.
Mexico, correct me if I'm wrong, but historically, Mercedes has not done great at Mexico, right?
Because of the altitude. The Mercedes engine, when it's higher temperatures, traditionally doesn't run well, or historically doesn't run well. And obviously, with the thin air, you have less air coming or less oxygen coming in through the engine. It tends to heat up the engine as well. So yeah, they've won there and they've done well, but when Red Bull's on, which obviously they have a way better car this year, it seems to suit them better.
So I don't think it's a concern about Red Bull. I think that now you have to start entering into the calculus. I'm going to have to pass Daniel Ricciardo and Lando Norris. I'm going to have to pass Charles Leclerc and Fernando Alonso and Carlos Sainz. Now, all those other guys that are stepping up their game and all those manufacturers, it's like, okay, I'm going to be ceding a lot of points, where in Turkey, I'll be able to much more easily try to figure something out.
And the cars are closely matched.
Yes.
So it's not like, obviously, the Red Bull and the Mercedes are another level, but it's not that you don't see that minute and a half gap now in
Like
races
before.
like you see before to
Like
the
Mercedes had
midfield.
before, yeah.
You're seeing like maybe 30 seconds or 20 seconds, which is still a lot closer than when it was before. So I mean, and again, these cars are competitive now. You have the Ferraris, you have the you have obviously the McLarens who have already won races this year, and you have the other cars in the midfield that are. I mean, it's very close between them as far as timing wise per lap. So.
And it's also tougher to get around, even if you're in a faster car. Because now, if I'm not racing the guy in front of me or that closely, I could just let you through because you're probably faster than me, or maybe like in the next turn or whatever. But if I'm also close to the guy in front of me during the race, why would I let you pass? Like, I'm fighting this guy. I can't let you pass right now.
No, and then you have a lot of battles up and down the grid.
Of course,
because
that hasn't stopped.
You obviously have the Ferrari battling McLaren for third place. You have the
and then the other ones will pick up the scraps.
AlphaTauri, Alpine, and Aston Martin.
Aston Martin battling for fifth place.
Yeah.
So everybody's still battling for points, and they want every point that they can get. So they're not just gonna give it up.
So I'm sorry, go ahead.
But going back to the engine thing with Lewis, we haven't seen anything from McLaren regarding the engine, and they're using the same engine.
Well, we haven't seen anything yet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So maybe Mercedes should look into what the hell they're doing different over there.
Well, I think what's happening different. This is gonna.
I mean, obviously, Red Bull has not let Mercedes tone the engine
So
down.
that's what I was gonna say. That's the tinfoil hat.
Yeah.
They haven't been able to just turn it down.
No, it's true because obviously let's just look at the battle for third between Ferrari and McLaren. Obviously, it swings back and forth, but it hasn't been one of those things where they're just consistently every race battling each other. It's like one team has a decent weekend, the other one has a bad weekend. Then it swings around the next race, depending on the track. Every race, Red Bull and Mercedes are pushing each other.
Yeah.
And to be more specific, Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen are literally pushing each other every single race.
Or bumping into each other.
Yeah, so I mean, they've had to. They don't have that leeway of turning an engine down for a race. They're just pushing.
Do you think the engine modes have something to do with that too? Since they took the engine modes away, they're not able to, because they've been
because now they want to run it at a higher whatever
qualified.
capacity.
You have to You have to run high and try to qualify as best you can. But now you cannot let go of the engine mode. That has to be used during the race as well.
It has to be used throughout qualifying and the same engine mode.
So
in the race
that could
well.
have an implication to us.
It's kind of crazy. They introduced that engine mode limitation. Then they also said, there's also a cost cap. And now they're also racing. So it's like, wait a second. All these things kind of coming together.
No more engines. No more than 3 engines.
Yeah, I mean, these are, as like you said, these are things that have been introduced over time, but now it's coming to an apex, basically.
Because the teams are more competitive.
Exactly.
Yes.
Which is, at the end of the day, that's what you want, right? As fans, that's what we want.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So after Mexico, so it's Turkey, United States, Mexico, Grand Prix. I'm sorry. Mexican Grand Prix.
Where's
then
Grand Prix
there's
located?
I got the half of that.
Yeah. Then there's Brazil, which
Interlagos.
I don't know who I would give the advantage to there.
It's hit or miss there.
It's very, very hit or miss.
Yeah, and it's a track you can
Red Bull has
overtake.
done well there too.
And there's a sprint race there.
Yes.
And oh my God.
The sprint race is going to be very interesting there.
So one thing that there's a motorsport article that came out. It says that the balance of the headline is the balance of power is unclear over remaining F1 races. Says Red Bull, meaning Christian Horner, Helmut Marko, etc. Why is that? We've never raced in Saudi Arabia. We've never raced in Qatar. We really don't know who has the power or like the advantage
edge.
in like Abu Dhabi, for example, because we haven't really seen competitors. Because everybody at that time, the last
They know what's going on.
decade, it's like, all right, who gives a crap? Let's just get home safe. Let's get at it.
Participate, let's get out of
Right. Except for obviously 2016, but it was the same team battling itself. So like whatever. But if you think about it, there's 7 races. 2 are new. There's a third, Turkey. Like you don't based on what happened last year, you don't know what's going to happen this year.
Yeah.
Because he had so many issues with the grip and
Yesterday's results or not today's results. You know the price? Yesterday's price, not today's price.
It's very unpredictable.
Yep.
which is what we wanted. And this was supposed to be a throwaway year, man. This was supposed to be This was supposed to be a year that nobody can really challenge. Mercedes was gonna run away with it, and then we were supposed to go to, 2020, 2022 with the new rules, and that's when things could get competitive. This was supposed to be a throwaway year, and this has probably been the best year of the hybrid era so far. So, who do you think comes out on top? You know what? Not even let's not go with the predictions. Who do you think that the remaining calendar suits better, Red Bull or Mercedes?
It's a toss-up.
The way I'll say it is this: whoever has the better car.
So that's a non-answer. Go ahead.
It's a toss-up.
Another but damn, you guys are
So you say yes.
horrible.
Yeah.
Man.
Who do you think it suits?
Red Bull.
Why do you say that? I think Red Bull has the advantage in COTA and in Mexico for sure.
There you go. They're definitely going to be competitive in Turkey. In Brazil, they're better. I think they're better suited for Brazil as well with the fast sweeping turns, and then they can trim down that car because they don't need a crazy downforce in Brazil.
Right. So I would say in Brazil, well,
Abu Dhabi definitely suits Red Bull better.
why is that?
Because it's
The turns.
Oh well, I mean they're gonna reprofile the turns, but it's still a lot of turns, still a very technical track. And Saudi Arabia looks like it'll suit probably the Mercedes.
I think the Mercedes suits Brazil more because essentially you have two really long straights. There's like the start-finish straight is like preceded by a big sweeping turn. I would call that almost more of a straight than a couple of a turn complex.
Well, they're straight off. They're straight. They're flat there. So
yeah, so something like that I think benefits me. Whatever. I feel like we're arguing things that or we're debating things that are really hard to gauge with these cars.
So you're saying Red Bull suits the rest of the calendar suits Red Bull better?
I'm saying that it's a toss-up, which is exactly what Red Bull themselves are saying.
You gotta commit to something, man.
I'm committing to the fact that it is a toss-up.
Jesus, man, que muela.
Yo, speaking of